The movie starts with a beautiful girl named Quinn entering the house looking for a woman named Lisa, who is a spiritual medium for the Lamberts family. She asks Lisa to contact her parents, so Lisa enters the house and asks her to sit with them for a spiritual session. Lisa tries to make contact but ends up connecting with an unknown entity. Lisa begins screaming and hearing strange noises inside the house. She starts to panic. Suddenly she returns to normal, but warns Quinn not to try contacting her mother alone again, because she won't be able to reach her ever more, and something else is watching her. Spiritual communication with the dead is very difficult, because once you open the channel, any spirit can respond. One of these spirits could be evil and start haunting the person trying to communicate. From Quinn's facial expressions, it was clear that she started getting scared. Later that night, while Quinn was sleeping, she heard a voice she believed was her mother calling her from the air vent. She tried talking to it, but something unexplainable happened. The next day, she wakes up, talks to her dad, then wakes up her younger brother and drops him off at school because her dad had work. While leaving the house, they see a young guy named Hector. Her little brother embarrasses Hector in front of Quinn by saying exactly what he said to his friend at school, clearly showing he likes her. On their way to the elevator, they meet their elderly neighbor with her husband Harry. The old woman says some incomprehensible words before saying goodbye. Quinn goes to the theater for a drama audition because she dreams of becoming an actress. Right before entering the audition, she looks up and sees someone watching her through the upstairs window. She looks around but sees no one, then enters the audition and fails it. Afterward, we see her with her friend Maggie, who tries to comfort her. As they cross the street, Quinn notices the same person she saw earlier. Before she realizes what's happening, a car hits her because she was standing in the middle of the road distracted after seeing that person. She gets taken to the hospital and falls into a coma. In her coma, she sees herself in a dark place when the same person appears, wearing an oxygen mask. She sees him approaching her, then she wakes up from the coma. Doctors continue treating her, and later, she is in a room where she suffered several leg fractures. After 3 weeks, her condition improved, and she leaves the hospital in a wheelchair, returning home. Upon entering, she meets the old woman who warns her about the person she saw near the ventilation, on the street, and at theater. Quinn gets even more scared, but doesn't take the old woman seriously, thinking she's just an old lady who's senile. She goes up to the apartment and finds Hector, Maggie, and Ernesto throwing a small party to celebrate her return. After they leave, she enters her room in the wheelchair. Her dad lifts her onto the bed since she can't move due to her leg fractures, and gives her a bell to ring if she needs anything. At night, Quinn is alone and unable to sleep because of what the old woman said. She puts a pillow over her head. Suddenly, she hears the sound of the bell ringing. She screams for her dad, who checks the bell and finds it still in place. She tries to go back to sleep. During this moment, we see a shadow in the room approaching her, though she can't see it. Her dad, Sean, enters the room, turns on the light, and asks if she needs anything. She says no. We go back to Lisa going home to rest a bit. Something strange happens. She sits terrified, writes Quinn in her notebook, and gets deeply frightened. We return to Quinn lying on the bed, knocking on the wall separating her from Hector's room. He responds. She sends a message to Hector through her phone, and he replies that he's not at home. She tries to confirm by knocking again, but no one answers. She tries to sleep, scared. Suddenly, she sees a hand coming down from the ceiling trying to grab her. She screams. Her dad enters the room and checks the ceiling. He discovers a strange set of footprints and a sticky substance on the floor. We go back to Lisa trying to connect spiritually with Quinn's mom because she senses her daughter is in danger. During the seance, she feels someone's presence. She follows the footprints until reaching the basement where the door is open, as if someone took the key hanging around her neck. She goes down into the basement, follows the trail to the wall, and then up to the ceiling. A soldier-like figure appears and tries to choke her, but she manages to escape, terrified. Back to Quinn, who is discussing with her dad what happened and trying to find a logical explanation. Later, we see Quinn talking to Maggie through the computer, but suddenly the connection cuts off. Quinn sees someone peeking from behind the sheer curtain near the window, but can't see clearly. It disappears. She tries to run, but the figure appears from under the bed, then above her, throws her to the ground, shuts off every source of light including the computer, grabs her by the neck, and she starts screaming. Her dad, Sean, comes in, sees her on the floor, calls the doctor, but bruises remain on her neck. She tells him the person chasing her is the one wearing the oxygen mask. At night, she tries to sleep and covers her head out of fear. Later, we see her in the upstairs hallway without knowing how she got there. In her wheelchair, she takes the elevator down to her apartment. In the elevator, the same person wearing the oxygen mask appears, pushes the wheelchair, and drags her into the apartment where the sticky footprints were seen before. He forcefully throws her to the ground. After that, a creature resembling Quinn appears completely, but without any facial features or limbs. It approaches her. Quinn starts screaming and calling for her dad. Sean wakes up hearing her cry for help, grabs a baseball bat and flashlight, and runs to save her. He finds her crying on the floor, picks her up, and places her back in the wheelchair. She points to the marks on the floor. He follows the trail outside the apartment, sees the broken window, and looks down to see someone lying on the ground. Before Quinn can see, the man in the oxygen mask grabs her and tries to throw her out the window, but Sean catches her and saves her at the last second. At that moment, he becomes certain that her claims about contacting spirits are true. The next day, Sean goes to Lisa and introduces himself as Quinn's father, asking for her help because she can communicate with spirits. But she refuses, explaining that her husband died and she tried to contact him, but accidentally opened the door to an evil spirit. That's why she gave up on spiritual session. He pleads and convinces her that it's about his daughter Quinn, so she agrees because she knows Quinn is in real danger. Lisa goes with him home, talks to Quinn, and asks her why this thing is following her and what it wants. Quinn is terrified, but Lisa reassures her that she will help her get out of this situation. They begin a seance with Sean and 2 others. To everyone's shock, Lisa's soul leaves her body. We see her walking through a dark corridor searching for the spirit haunting Quinn. When she meets the spirit, she tries to strangle it. Meanwhile, Quinn feels like someone is choking her. With great difficulty, Sean tries to wake her up. Lisa returns to her body and tells Quinn that the spirit haunting her is stronger than her and she can't do anything. She suggests seeking help from someone else because this is beyond her ability. Afterward, we see Alec, Quinn's brother, with their father Sean in front of the computer, looking at 2 assistants who used to work with Lisa. They decide to call them. The 2 agree to come and start their work by attaching a camera around Quinn's neck to monitor her. They tell her to sleep normally while they watch her through a small screen. Suddenly, the image on the camera moves. All the lights in the house go out, but the screen remains active. By moving the flashlight, they trace the camera signal to the closet and only find the camera, with no sign of Quinn. Then Quinn appears, now possessed. She starts hitting everyone and breaking the cast on her leg. She stands in front of her dad, Sean, and says, "You don't deserve to have a daughter like me," then grabs a knife and tries to kill herself. Sean and the others stop her. We see blood coming from her mouth and tie her up so she doesn't hurt anyone. Spence and Tucker admit they can't do anything without Lisa. Sean gets angry and kicks them out, but at that moment, Lisa shows up. She knows who has been following Quinn and decides to help. She explains why this spirit started pursuing her. Because of her, during the initial attempt to contact spirits at the beginning of the movie, the session wasn't completed. This spirit became stuck. When it tried to control Quinn, it took over half of her, and the accident gave it half of her soul. Now it wants full control of her body. This spirit is very old and has lived in the building for a long time, which makes it extremely powerful. It's different from other evil spirits because it doesn't want to leave the dark world. It wants to drag living people into its world. For Quinn to return to normal, Lisa must enter the dark world, known as another dimension. Lisa enters the underworld and meets a woman who asks, "Were you living in this building? Did you kill yourself?" She asks about the man chasing Quinn. The woman replies, "He had a pet, and now he has a new pet." She means Quinn is his new pet. The woman guides her to the room. Lisa argues that suicide won't let her escape this world. The woman replies, "It doesn't matter anymore. I'm free now." Lisa enters the room, sees the sticky substance on the doorknob, and spots a man sitting on the bed. She tells him to turn around. Suddenly, a hideous woman appears, but Lisa defeats her easily, like a supernatural warrior. She approaches the man in the room, realizes he is her husband Jack, and they embrace, but he asks her to commit suicide so she can live with him forever in the dark world. He hands her a sharp object to carry out his request, but Lisa says, "Jack would never ask me to do that. You're the devil." She hits him with the sharp object. He gets hurt and lets go of her, warning her, "If you don't release the girl, I'll do worse to you." He reappears in his true form, wearing the oxygen mask, and claps his hands. The faceless girl, half of Quinn, appears. Lisa shouts, "You may have half of her, but you'll never take her completely." She pushes him, grabs the girl, and runs. But he reappears, stomps his foot, causing everything to shake, and also causes the seance room with Sean and the others to shake. Still, she keeps running, reaches the floor she wants, and takes the elevator. He follows her into the elevator, grabs the girl, but Lisa fights back, strikes him, and knocks him down to the lower floor. After that, she wakes up in reality, but between truth and illusion, half of Quinn reunites with real Quinn. The man takes back his half and hugs the girl like his beloved child, restoring both to their complete forms. Then it occurs to Lisa to contact Quinn's mother to help. Sure enough, Quinn's mother appears, walks toward the masked man, removes his mask, and he dies. Quinn wakes up, finally freed from the demonic curse. Sean is happy his daughter has returned and hugs her. Quinn says the first credit goes to her mother who helped and saved her. She tells them that her mother was present the day of the audition and is proud of her. She asks them not to search for her anymore because she will always be with them spiritually. After that, everyone goes home. In Lisa's house, a new figure appears to her. The movie ends. Thank you for watching.